maze, we never suffer fools. Had enough of you. False friends and loose ends make me wanna fool. That we got another world tour, touching every shore. From Cali to Singapore.
Every day I'm seeing more in the temple as we rock up tempo instrumentals. I saw my dream in a dream, then I woke up. Put the dream team together, now we one time.
So let the rhythm hit 'em, just let the rhythm.
With the beautiful Puget Sound just to our west, you get a look inside Lumen Field here in Seattle, Washington. Coming up, we've got what should prove to be a good one between the New York Jets and the Seattle Seahawks. Greg Zuerlein now. He'll handle the honors to get us started. And off we go from Seattle. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. They'll send a receiver here in motion right. Here's Walker to start the drive. And not much to speak of. Call it a 1-yard gain up to the 26. This defense for the Jets, they were very good in the win last week against Jacksonville.
Yeah, and what stood out to me on tape, the way they were flying to the football. So that tells me that they've got all their assignments down, and they're playing with extreme confidence.
They'll fake the handoff. Now Smith. He'll buy some time right. And that is going to be pulled in one-handed. Wow. A gain of 32 that time. So the big play gets him across midfield now for 1st and 10. Smith. And he finds his target. It's Marquise Goodwin. And he'll be marked down at about the 26-yard line. Walker now on 1st and 10. Down to the 22-yard line. The Seahawks at 13-2 on the year. And they come in feeling pretty good after back-to-back victories, CD.
And I thought that they played pretty well last week. Their execution, their discipline, their resilience, all on display in that victory.
And a short gain here down to the 22.
What an advantage having a lead guy in the middle of the defensive line, because not only does he take up the space and let the linebackers run free, but he can also make plays himself, as we just saw there.
They'll need 5 on this play to move the sticks. Here's Smith. Flushed out right. And he'll be stopped short of the first down right around the 18-yard line. He'll wind up getting 4 yards there on his own, but it also brings up 4th down.
That looked great when he first took off, because in my mind, there was room to run, and he had the marker in his sight. But I certainly didn't expect him to close so quickly, and neither did he. They got to him just in time, and now that forced him to make a decision with his 4th down call.
And the Seahawks are going to have 1st and goal as they try to finish off this drive with 6 points. A terrific opening drive has them knocking on the door. 1st and goal. Back to throw, Smith. And down he goes. Pressure gets him back at the 14. Carl Lawson, he's the culprit, and that is now his 13th sack of the season as his great year continues. It's 2nd and goal, but now all the way back at the 14. On 2nd down, it's Walker. And he'll get about 3 just outside the 10, stopped at the 11. Driven it down the field nicely here on the opening drive, and now it's put up or shut up.
No doubt about it, because to make that type of a drive and ultimately kick a field goal would feel very disappointing. But I'm just wondering, is the head coach thinking, is this 4-down territory? Might he go for it?
Now Smith on 3rd and goal. And this pass broken up. The contact well timed there, and now 4th down. Myers' kick is good. And the Seahawks grab a 3-0 lead. And all in all, a pretty decent opening drive, Charles. Pretty balanced. They had the passing game going and the rushing attack, too.
I would think they have to be happy with that start because you get your ground game going, which means your offensive line and your runners are pretty happy, and then you get your aerial attack going as well, so your quarterback and receivers have smiles on their faces. Now both up to speed, awaiting their next possessions for this game. They can't wait to get started again.
Play action. Now Wilson. He finds his man, complete. It's Wilson. And they work this well upfield across the 45. That good for 21 yards on the catch and run. Those are the kinds of plays right there that show you why he's the number 3 man in the NFL in terms of receiving yards.
Also tells you there's a full combination of what he's got going in his game. You name it, from route running to catching the football. That's why he's able to produce those types of numbers.
He was solid last week, over 100 yards in their victory on the ground. They want to get that going again.
Absolutely. And what they also understand is that from week to week, it's not necessarily the same, but they want it to be, right? What they saw last week on the ground, they want to see in this game as well.
4 yards the pickup, first down.
2nd and 1 is often an invitation to take the big shot downfield. But I bet the offensive lineman said, are you kidding? We just get on our backs and let's go get the first down. They love being physical.
Well, throw on first down with Wilson.
Oh, into a sea of defenders and intercepted. Picked off by Kenny Young. And the Seahawks are going to take possession of the football.
CD, I know it's just his 2nd year in the league as a quarterback, but that's going to be one when he flips on the tape. He's like, I shouldn't have thrown that ball.
No doubt about it, and his coaching staff will be emphatic about he shouldn't have thrown that ball. But remember, 2nd year, as you noted, on-the-job training. So he's got to take this feedback that he's getting, negative or otherwise, and turn it into positives moving forward.
So the big play means just like that, they'll operate from the red zone now on first down. Now some movement before the snap. And we'll hear from our referee for the first time this afternoon. A full start backs him up 5, 1st and 15.
I can't believe they even let you play.
19 Tiger.
They'll fake it. Now Smith. Well, he rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted. Picked up by Jordan Whitehead. He's at the 30. 10. And he brings this one back. It's a pick 6 and a Jet touchdown.
Well, no surprise to see that one, partner. The league's #1 defense coming through with a huge pick 6.
And it's plays like that one that have made them the most feared group to face this year. Offenses, they're trying to figure out how to work around them rather than work through them. Big-time impact playmakers scattered throughout the unit on every level, and they can change a game at a moment's notice.
So they throw the pick 6. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. Here's the Seattle offense ready to get this drive underway. Now remember, they were just out here a moment ago through the pick 6, so we'll see if they can take better care of the football this go-around.
Yeah, and sometimes, partner, I think it's almost better that you just throw the pick 6 and you come right back out on the field. You're not over on the sidelines dwelling for it for very long. You're not hearing everyone say, hey, you'll get them next time. Hey, don't worry about it. All that stuff just goes right out the window. You're right back out on the field with a chance to atone.
Now a throw for the left sideline, and he's got it. And he'll be out of bounds, but able to get it up past the 45. 50 catches for him now on the year, and he's got a first down. Geno'd out a throw. He's got his big tight end, Fant. And they're going to get this up to midfield. After one, 7-3 the score on EA Sports. They'll toss this out right to Walker. And good penetration here. He'll get this down only to about the 49-yard line. 5 yards on first down, but now just a 1-yard pickup there on second. The Jets will bring in a nickel set here as they try to stop this third down. Smith. This is the tight end Fant. And he'll be stopped well short. Only 2 yards there. 4th and 3. They'll run for it. It's Walker. And he will have first down yardage as he's brought down at the 41. A solid pickup of 5 and a very solid 4th down conversion. And defensively, pure frustration. Smith on first down. And he's going to be sacked. They sack him back right at the midfield stripe.
John Franklin Myers, the one in there to drop him. Well, last game he had 2 sacks. Got another one here picked up right where he left off.
Brandon, he spent the entire offseason working on new moves, new techniques, trying to add to his arsenal of pass rush moves. Certainly paying dividends in what we've seen so far.
And that'll fall incomplete. He was hit just as he let that go. And now it's third down.
Well, partner, guaranteed they approach this play with the idea of making up ground to make third down manageable. Unfortunately, with that incompletion, right back where they started on the last snap. Now they need a big third down play in order to pick up the yardage needed.
Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete. So a couple of first downs on this drive, but it's looking like another empty possession.
And those empty possessions are certainly starting to pile up. So the adjustments that teams talk about all the time have to be taking place. They've got to analyze what's breaking down and figure a way to fix it.
So possession goes over here on the punt. And the Jets offense will be backed up to start this drive as they've got it 1st and 10. Jets offense coming up now to start their next drive.
As the offense comes out here, Charles, remember they threw the interception last time out, but they were moving the football down the field. Looked like they were going to have a sustained drive that ended in points, but then the pick ensued.
And because of that, there's no way you can call the last drive a success. Yes, there are things to build on because they found some play calls that work. Now, they've got to build another drive and find a way to avoid the turnover that plagued it on the last one.
On first down, Wilson. Got his man complete over the middle. It's Moore. He'll be brought down on the 30-yard line after a gain of 6. And the ball on the 30. Here's 2nd and 4.
On second down, a run with Hall. And he'll have a Jets first down as he's able to get this up to the 37-yard line.
And that's a nice pickup of a first down on that second down run. And at that yardage gained, they can run that play on any down.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Now Wilson. And this will be good for a pickup of 9 to the 46.
Nothing fancy on first down, but a very consistent type of a play. Hit that slant. A lot of people call it an extension of the running game, and it can be if that pass is completed. Because you hit a guy on the run like that, you often can go for big yardage.
Sets him up nicely for second down, staying ahead of schedule.
59 yards rushing for him now, and he's carried the ball just 5 times.
Well, partner, I have to say they called him in the right defense there. Nickel set. 5th defensive back on the field, and they love to run against that because now you typically get a bigger blocker on a smaller defender.
Yeah, because those DBs like you, they want the interception. They're not as worried about the running play, right?
Not at all. And I still remember being in school, and one of my offensive line teammates used to say, boy, I love to come downfield and hit you little people.
Good run there.
So from the 17 now, here's a 1st and 10.
From the red zone now, they'll look to throw.
And that is incomplete. Oh, the coverage a little too good there, and it's second down.
As his old brain remembers, when I see 5 wide receivers on the field as a defender, I know the ball's coming out hot. They expected it and got there and popped it free.
Back to the ground with Hall.
And he's brought down just outside of the 10 at the 11. They get 6. That'll leave them with 3rd and 4.
And there we saw one of the downsides of blitzing during a rundown, because sometimes you get out of your gaps. You don't fit the run quite as well because you're headed towards the ball carrier with a man.
Ball has it knocked loose.
Wow. That ball gets knocked free, but a teammate comes along and scoops it up. It's almost like baseball. Guys at bat, people are on base in scoring position. One guy doesn't get him home. The next guy comes through and picks him up.
And avoids the turnover. 2 minutes to play in this first half. 7-3, our score. Here's Wilson to throw. They'll set up the screen for Hall. And the stop will come inside the 5 at the 4. He'll get only 2 there, and it's 2nd and goal. Now it's Wilson. Got a man, it's caught. Touchdown, Jets. Garrett Wilson hitting double digits with his 10th touchdown of the season. And the Jets go coast to coast and finish the drive off with 6 points. Zerline good with a PAT. And that pushes the lead up to 11. Now after the touchdown, it's Zerline. He'll kick it away. And here comes a return from a few steps into the end zone. And only able to get this to the 19, so probably should have opted for the touchback. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. And it's been very much a slow start for them. 3 drives and just the 3 points, CD.
Yeah, if you're into the points per drive ratio, that answer is 1. And that's not going to get it done in a ball game. They've got to find a way to finish these drives in end zones, not having balls go through goalposts.
And he'll maneuver his way forward for about 4. 2nd and 6. Now the Seahawks going to use the first of their timeouts. It's just their first, so they'll have 2 remaining here before we get to halftime. To throw on 2nd and 6. Smith setting up the screen here. This is Walker. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. Now another timeout called for by the offense, as the stoppage will come with a little under a minute to go in this first half. Play action. It's Smith. That's going to be caught. Touchdown, Seahawks. Tyler Lockett, 28 yards. And the Seahawks get a late score here in the final minute of the first half.
I think everyone in the league talks about finishing, don't they? Doesn't matter whether it's a quarter, a half, a game, a series, whatever. But they're finishing the first half in fine style, putting that one in the end zone.
They did, and they didn't leave much time on the clock either. Well done. And this one is caught. So they come up with a 2-point conversion, and that makes this a 1-point game now. And after the touchdown, here's Myers to boot it away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. Jets offense coming up now to start their next drive. And just inside of a minute left, Charles. They got a pretty long field ahead of them. I'm curious to see how they play this, but you would think definitely enough time to at least try to get 3 out of it. This is intercepted. And the Seahawks force the turnover. They'll take over at their own 27. They'll run with Walker to begin the drive. And he takes this up to the 40-yard line before being corralled. Now Geno on first down. Going for Metcalf on the deep ball. And that is incomplete.
Early on, the running game's been working well, and the offensive line has been pleased by that. The thought process there, catch those safeties creeping up, trying to help against the running game. They tried to hit them over the top, unsuccessfully.
Throwing the out route, incomplete. That's Goodwin. Now the Seahawks forced to use their 3rd and final timeout as the clock will stop with 20 seconds to go in the first half. The Jets will bring in a nickel set as they try to stop this third down. Throwing now is Geno. That's complete to DK Metcalf. And this will not be enough. On 3rd and 5, he only gets 3. The final shot here before break. Smith. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. So we've come upon halftime here in Week 17. As we'll send you back over to Orlando with our EA Sports Halftime Report. Here's Jonathan Coachman. The final 2 quarters of the NFL regular season are upon us as the second half of Week 17 is underway. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. Jets offense coming up now to start their next drive. And despite the turnovers, Charles, and they had multiple in that first half, they still have the lead as they begin this third quarter.
And they probably heard some conflicting tones at the half, don't you think? A lot of praise for what they did to get this lead, but also a little bit of scolding because they got to take better care of the football in the second half. But you and I both know the great leaders, they know how.
Look at this, middle of the field, a breakaway. And he's got this to the 30 before being taken down.
95 yards rushing for him so far in this one as he nears 1,400 for the year. On first down, right back to Hall.
And he'll take this ahead for about 4. Second down coming up.
Well, you certainly have to give a little credit here because they're playing this game now at their pace. This is ball control football, sustained runs, taking their time, and making it work.
And that falls to the ground, incomplete. A nice job of bodying him up defensively, and now it brings up third down.
They got to get to the 20 to keep the drive alive on third down. Now Wilson. And he's got the hook up to Moore. And that'll wind up moving the chains again as the tackle's going to be made at the Seahawks' 15-yard line. Just his second catch of the game so far. This one moves the chains. On first and 10, it's Hall. He's going to get 4 out of this as he's down to the 10-yard line.
I don't care what the emphasis is in the NFL at any given time. Every defense is still going to say their #1 goal every game is stop the run. And right now, they're not doing that. And that really chips away at your confidence.
And the Jets are going to have it first and goal as he'll take this down to about the 3.
Looks to me like maybe there's a little attrition setting in with this drive. Because when you see that type of a run, I get the feeling the defense gets a little bit tired.
And that's the last thing they need, especially when they look up at the score. And this will be caught in the end zone. Touchdown, Jets. A great effort there. His first touchdown on the year.
And the Jets take the opening kickoff of the third quarter and drive right down the field to extend their lead.
Zerline now for the PAT. And his guys will take a 10-point lead. Now after the touchdown, it's Zerline. He'll kick it away.
From a yard or 2 deep, here comes a return. And he'll be brought down at the 28-yard line, so the decision to bring it out of the end zone gets him 3 more. Here's the Seattle offense ready to get this drive underway. Well, the opposition laid down the challenge and opening drive touchdown here to start the second half. And, Charles, now you feel like this group needs to get an answer because this all of a sudden is a 2-score game.
Yeah, you're right about that. What was a small, manageable spread to overcome? A little bit more daunting now. I think you're exactly right. Pressure is on because you don't want them getting the ball back with a chance to really extend this lead out.
Off of play action, here's Smith. He'll find Goodwin here on the right side.
And they'll get him down on the other side of midfield.
The goal for any offense versus his own defense, find the holes where guys are available and put the ball in the receiver before any defender can step up and fill it.
They did it well there. Perfectly executed crossing route. And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30. That's good for 21 yards and a first down. Back to Walker on first down. And he'll manage to pick up about 4 at second down.
And that was a quality play to start a new set of downs. That was simply an offensive line winning the battle up front and winning it in a big way and giving their guy in the backfield a nice lane to hit.
Now a throw here to his running back. And they're going to get this down inside the 20. He's already proven to be a factor in the running game on this drive. Now he gets involved in the passing game.
I think what we're seeing here is the modern version of workhorse in the NFL, being able to run it and catch it.
Touchdown! Tyler Lockett, his second touchdown of the game, giving him 12 on the season. And the Seahawks are back within a score. Myers connects on the PAT, and the lead is down to a field goal. And after the touchdown, here's Myers to boot it away. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. Jets offense coming up now to start their next drive. Still enjoying the lead here in the third quarter despite their defense giving up that last touchdown. Now they'll see if they can get the equalizer here on this drive. The UCLA product, Kenny Young, had the tackle. The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6. To throw is Wilson. That pass complete to Moore. It'll go as a gain of 4. And that'll leave them with a 3rd and 2.
Well, it's time to give a little credit there to the defense. They played that very well because it was a drag route, and he ran a little shallower than normal as he worked straight across the field. He was hoping he'd get lost behind the defensive line, but once he made the catch, nowhere to turn upfield and gain any yardage.
And he'll have a Jets first down as he'll get this up to about the 42.
For a lot of guys playing this game, there's no better feeling than running right through a tackle. He's able to lower his center of gravity and churn his legs for a really nice pickup.
On 1st and 10, it's Wilson. And bringing it in, it's Davis. And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. The end result, 21 yards. Straight ahead is Hall. They're going to snuff this play out behind the line. We have not seen that much today. Hit and drop behind the line by Shelby Harris. Flag comes in. This might be a free play. Escaping the pressure right. He lets this one fly toward the back of the end zone. And that'll be incomplete. The flag was down, so they took a shot, thinking it's on the defense. Let's see. So we'll get the penalty all sorted out when we get back. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. Now Wilson on 2nd down. He's got the connection to Moore. And finally, down he goes as they work it inside the 10 to the 7. A big play there on the catch and run. And the Jets are going to get a new set of downs. So 1st and goal, 6 points here would go a long way toward wrapping this one up. They'll run with Hall. And he's brought down right at the 5-yard line. Give him 2 on the play.
I like a guy who understands the situation. I also like a guy who you look at him and you say, that looks like a guy who knows the coach is going to say, guess what? You drop this one, you'll be carrying around the training facility for an entire week.
Maybe flashback to high school or college, carrying it around campus, right?
The old gauntlet drill, right? Anyone get the ball out while he's sitting in class and bring it back to the coach? He's in big trouble. I like that run right there, partner. Not the flashiest run, not the one that's going to break for big yardage, but he understands the situation, and taking care of the football, paramount.
Touchdown, Jets! Elijah Moore from 3 yards out, and the Jets will add to their 4th quarter lead. Zuerlein connects on the extra point, and his guys will take a 10-point lead. Now after the touchdown, it's Zuerlein. He'll kick it away. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. Well, that last touchdown we just saw, what an important one. Now it's back to a 2-score deficit for this crew as they take the field here, and they are in desperate need of finding the end zone. 116 yards rushing for him so far as his terrific season continues here. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. Now Geno. And Walker has it. And that play is blown up, losing yardage back at the 35. He was unable to shake free there, and they'll cover him for a loss of a yard. Looking to throw again on 2nd down. Smith throwing the out route incomplete. That's Goodwin. The Seahawks on 3rd down. They've had their troubles, just 1 for 6. This is 3rd and 7. They'll bring a receiver in motion right. Throwing on 3rd down, Smith. Left side here, that's the tight end Fant. And he gets this only to the 41, not near enough for the first. And just 3 yards on the catch there. He couldn't get away. And that's going to bring up a 4th down.
19 Tigers. 7 Pirates.
Here we go on 4th. Smith. Goodwin able to haul it in. And he is going to have a Seahawks 1st down as they manage to convert. And that'll keep the drive alive. To the right side, this is Walker. They find some open field here. And he gets this one inside the 15, just a yard or 2 shy of the 10. So how about this for field position after the big play? Inside the 15 now as they come up on 1st and 10. And Walker with it over the middle. Down to the 6-yard line on a pickup of 6 as he gets halfway to the goal line. And oh boy, nobody wants to see this. That's the running back, Kenneth Walker, who appears to be injured. Always unfortunate to see an injury, especially this. That's into a crowd and intercepted. Picked off by the linebacker, C.J. Mosley. And the Jets will take over here at their own 12-yard line. And that pretty much has been the storyline, Charles. This defense, they seem to be one step ahead from the start of the game until now.
And you identified it perfectly, and we can see the frustration that's settling in now. And it's probably been there for a long time, but now it's evident because you can see it in their faces, you can see it in their body language, maybe even a little bit in that play call that ended up maybe closing them out.
Now Hall to start the drive. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. Tariq Woolen with a great play to get him for a loss. Got to figure now, after getting that turnover, they're just going to be happy to keep the ball on the ground, right?
This is where covering the football, taking care of the ball, all the ball security terms that have ever been used, they come into play for the guys on offense right now. Just take care of it, and they've got a good chance of ending up winning this game.
And, he's unable to hold on to that defensively. A potential game changer, but it falls incomplete. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. They go play action now. Wilson. Over the middle, complete. It's Davis. And he is going to have a Jets 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. Big hook up there, forced to throw it on 3rd down. The connection's going to keep the drive alive and also keep the clock moving.
Yeah, and from a defensive perspective, didn't get a sack, didn't knock the ball free, didn't break up the pass. The clock keeps running on you. You're in a dire situation now.
Now the Seahawks going to use the first of their timeouts. It's just their first. They'll be down to 2 remaining as we step aside here in the 4th quarter. 6 yards on that last play. Here's 2nd and 4. Hall again on 2nd down. And he's dropped just before the line to gain. 4-yard pickup leaves him with 3rd and 1. And his defense here going to burn their 2nd timeout. But you can also factor in another timeout that they'll get when the clock stops at the 2-minute warning. They'll run with Hall. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. And now here comes the third of their timeouts defensively. So they'll be left with only the 2-minute warning to stop it from here on out. A pair of first downs gives them a 1st and 10 up at the 44. They'll go again with Hall. And nothing much materializing there on the first down run. He'll get a couple, and that's it.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where it'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. So it's Jets football as we get you reset here. And no doubt what they're looking to do is just salt away the final couple of minutes and escape with a win. This, in all probability, another run here on 2nd and 8. Hall on a give up the middle. And a gain of 4 gets him right to the midfield stripe.
But if you're going to have a relay race, you're probably going to pick your backs and receivers to run it, but don't underestimate the conditioning of the offensive line. They're out there just dictating things, staying on the field, and keeping a long drive going.
On 3rd down, here's Hall. And he's going to be a yard short. A 2-yard pickup leads to 4th and 1. This late in the game, Charles, I think you maybe seriously have to think about going for it.
Especially where they are in terms of field position, because this is almost like no man's land. Might hurt your punter because there might not be enough space, maybe too far for your field goal kicker. I'm like the old rule. Possession is 9/10 of the law. Possession is 9/10 of winning the game. Go for it. Get the first down. Close it out.
And did they keep it in? They did. They kept it in. It's down close to the goal line at the 1-yard line.
So they accept the penalty, of course, and push the offense backwards a bit.
Up the middle they run. It's Walker fighting to get back to the goal line. I don't think he got there. He did not. Did not get back there. It's a safety. So that a double whammy. Not only do you have to give away the football, but the 2 points mean this is now a 2-score game.
And 2 doesn't seem like much, does it? But it means everything in this situation, because now they're going to have to look back, and ultimately that might be the play that ends up deciding this game.
After the safety, remember, they also need to give up the football, and here's the free kick. Fair catch called for and made, but now we'll have to see about the penalty. And they will elect to decline the penalty.
Everything turned out the way they wanted it to. No sense in even having to take that one, hence the decline.
One final kneel down here, and that should just about do it.
Yeah, it's fun to kneel down in front of your home crowd, but when you go on the road, that band of brothers attitude, right? Just us against the world and get it done. How happy are they?
I remember a coach at a previous stop telling me, you get a win on the road, doesn't matter the opponent, get out of there like you stole something. And they did in this one. So it's a victory here for the New York Jets.